Gradient, divergence and curl. These are the three magic words that you might be hearing again and again when you study your electromagnetics. In this video, let us understand the meaning of divergence in simple words. You already know that divergence operation is performed over the vector field or vector function. What is vector field? Scalar field and vector field. These are two kinds of fields or functions that you generally study in the EMT. For example, this function or this field, the temperature field, it is the scalar field because at any point in the space, it is completely defined by its magnitude only. But this function, electric field function, this is the vector field because at every point of the space, not only the magnitude of E will be there, but at each and every point, certain defining direction will also be there. So this is the vector field. So divergence operation is operated over the vector field, and the answer of the divergence operation, after performing the divergence of the vector field, we get the scalar answer. Divergence, it is performed over the vector, but the answer is scalar. Yes or no? And you must have seen the divergence formulae in your common coordinate systems, Cartesian, cylindrical and spherical, as you can see from the screen. But in this video, I am not going to discuss how these formulae come. Yes or no? I am going to tell you just the simple definition, just the common definition for the divergence. When the word comes divergence of the vector field, then what you should remember in your mind, that I am going to tell you. Consider that a vector field, a vector function is present, as you can see from the screen. Now my dear, if you observe this vector field and if you take any point in this vector field, any point in the space, at some point more and more field lines may be coming out of that point, sourcing out of that point, like as you can see from the screen. While at some point more and more field lines are going into that point, sinking into that point, as you can see from the screen. So our field nature at some point can be like this, or at some point can be like this. At some point more and more lines are coming out, sourcing out, while at some point more and more field lines they are going into, sinking into. So such kind of nature, such nature of the vector field is defined by this operation known as divergence. So in simple words, remember that divergence of the vector field, divergence operation gives you the outgoingness of field lines, the outgoingness of flux lines at that particular point in the space. Again I am repeating, divergence gives you the outgoingness, how much field lines are coming out of that point, outgoingness of that field at that particular point. For example, if at any point in the space the more and more field lines are coming out of that point, sourcing out that point, as you can see from the screen, then you can say this is the positive divergence at that point. While at some case, at some point in the space, more and more field lines are going into, sinking into that point, as you can see from the screen. More and more field lines are sinking into that point, then you can say there is a negative divergence at that point. See, divergence is the outgoingness. If more lines are coming out, then positive divergence. But here more lines are coming into, therefore negative divergence. And if neither the field lines are coming out or nor the field lines are sinking into, they are coming and going straight forward, then at that point there will be the zero divergence. So this is how the simple definition of divergence you can remember. You already know the formula. You know the formula for divergence in Cartesian, cylindrical and spherical. But keep this in mind. Simple meaning of divergence is outgoingness of the field at certain point in the space. So let's meet with another mind-bending topic in next week. Thank you.